Yes, it is expensive to live in California. And no, I am not ignoring the cost. I just value my quality of life here and the time that I've been here and the family that I have here and many memories and life experiences. I have moved away from California, and I've always come back. And I always joke that you can take the girl out of California, but you can't take the California out of the girl. So there's that. What we're looking at here, I am walking down at South Ocean Beach, and we are at extreme low tide. Normally, I show videos of this area from way above, and the waves are crashing over this whole area. You can't even see these rock formations from where I am shooting videos. So I thought it would be fun to walk down here. You can come down here. Not a lot of people do it because it's a little tricky getting down here, and it's a little slippery. But you can see all the water when the tide comes up. It does fill up, and we got the growth on the rocks and all that. It's definitely beautiful. But I would never move away unless I absolutely had to. I have options here. I live very frugally in San Diego and in Southern California. I have other places that I stay in Southern California. Maybe one day, that's right. And R.I.P. Heather. I do have other places that I stay in Southern California. I have family all over Southern California. I actually have some family that is planning to move out of California again. They moved to Oregon years ago, lived there for about 15 years, and then they moved back to Southern California for about 15 years. Now they're thinking of moving back to Oregon. So it's not as though everyone, and the reason they want to do it is to make their life more, less stressful, less financially, worrisome, I guess. There, look at how low the water line is. The ocean comes up and over where I am standing right now, as you can see. And that's down like, I don't know, 8 or 10 feet. It's way down there. I think it's beautiful. And I love San Diego. My heart would be broken if I ever had to completely move out of San Diego and never have a connection to San Diego. That would make me very sad. I have so many memories here. But I know the financial cost, it's definitely a sacrifice. And here come the waves. It's a sacrifice to live here. I have to live a lot more frugally and simply. And I don't mind that, though, because I can walk out the door and go off places and go on little adventures like I do. I share all these videos with you and a lot of my shorts and all the places that I go in San Diego. And that's just reminding me why I'm still here and why I don't want to leave here. And even if I have to live poor, I suppose I could go and live in another state, because there are a lot of states I could go and live and I would have maybe a larger residence, and I could spend more money. Yeah, these are little pockets of shells, which I find interesting. Kind of reminds me of the Salton Sea. But, and all the little pockets of water through here, which were from just earlier today. The high tide, I think, was at 4:45 a.m. And I took this video around 1 o'clock p.m. No, maybe 2 o'clock p.m. Something like that. But I wouldn't be happy, I think fully happy, in another state, because this is just what feels like home to me. Yeah, lovely graffiti. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, as I'm saying, this is what feels like home, and then the graffiti pops up. It's like, no, maybe not the graffiti. Well, the graffiti does feel like home, but I don't appreciate the graffiti, but it does feel like home. I like living in the Midwest, or living in the South, or living even on the East Coast. A lot of places I could go, and people have suggested, trying out these places because they would be a lot less expensive. But, here I would be at 60 years old, starting over. I don't know that would be the easiest thing in the world for me to do. I think that would be a very challenging thing. Plus, my entire family is here in Southern California. So that, for me, is the greatest thing, the greatest draw for me to stay in Southern California. The biggest one is my mother, who's 92 years old and still alive. She is in Palm Desert, California, and that's about 2.5 hours away from me. And I'm not going anywhere as long as she's alive. So that's a for sure. I'm staying here. And she could be alive for another 10 years. I don't know, but you just don't know. So I'm not going to leave my mother. That's just not going to happen. She said I could move in with her, and I'm like, heck no. Mom, we would kill each other. We would not. That would not go well. That would not end well at all. Love her. She loves me. But no, that's not going to happen. But I'll stay close enough that I can be there and take care of her and help her with all her needs. And I would never leave her. And then my brother and his wife, they live in Los Angeles. I have cousins that live in Santa Barbara. I have a lot of family that lives in Los Angeles. And my children at this time, they live in San Diego, which they may move. But at the moment, they live in San Diego. So I'm staying here. And no matter how much it costs, I'll live in poverty to be close to the people I love. I guess that's what it is. I do love my people. Look at all that water. It's pretty clear, isn't it? I don't know. I had a wonderful time walking along the cliffs today. And in 5 days, when the moon is full and the tide goes really high, I will take another video where I won't be able to walk down here because the water will be way up against these walls. And that's how high the tide comes. Probably comes up 15 or, I don't know, 20, I don't know how many feet. It's pretty impressive, though, how much the tide goes down, and then the tide comes up again, depending upon the moon. So that's my explanation of where I am and how I live. I love you. Thanks for watching. Bye.